Hi there, welcome. My name is Lauren McLaughlin. This video is brought to you by Serasana BK. Today we'll be going through some stretches for your neck and shoulders to release tension there. A lot of us are on our devices or working from a computer, maybe driving a lot, or you might naturally carry tension in the neck and shoulder areas. So these are some stretches to help release that, to help relax and find some relief. And I am in a yoga studio setting, as you might notice, but you certainly don't have to be a yogi or have any yoga experience for these stretches to benefit you. So no experience is required, they're accessible, and I'm going to give some different variations that you can try out, see what works. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So for this first one, you can be in a chair or you can be seated on the floor, really anywhere that you can kind of sit up tall and feel comfortable in a seat. As you find your seat, we're going to look forward and find a nice long spine. Find your tall, proud posture and begin with a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. Good, inhaling through the nose. Exhale audibly, let it go. Once more, breath in and breath out. Take an inhale, lift the chin up. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Let's pause here, keep breathing. And so you're keeping a nice tall posture, but the chin is to the chest, maybe feeling a stretch already through the back of the neck as you're breathing. Just checking in with the neck and how it's feeling as you try to relax through the shoulders. As we begin to move, I'll mirror you here. So take another inhale breath. As you exhale, draw your chin towards your right shoulder. Pause here. Your gaze is to the floor, your shoulders are staying squared forward. As you inhale, lift up through the center of your sternum. And as you exhale, try to soften your shoulders down. As your gaze and chin are rotating over towards the right side, feel the space between your left ear and left shoulder. Breathing into that space and feeling that stretch. As you hold here, begin to reach your left arm back behind you. So it's reaching back and slightly down, fingertips are wide. On each inhale, you're still lifting through your chest. On each exhale, you're letting the shoulder blades drop. You can rotate through the left arm, rotating the thumb up and the thumb down. And just noticing how that changes sensation all the way from your hand through your arm to the shoulder and neck. So you can pause in any place from this rotation where you feel more sensation, and then just take another full breath there. Now returning your hand back to your thigh, find an inhale breath. On your exhale, drop your chin back through center. And slowly coming to the other side, find your next inhale. As you exhale, pull your chin over towards your left shoulder. Good, gaze is down. Breath is strong. Now feeling the space between your right ear and right shoulder. You could find a gentle pull of your right shoulder blade back and just increase that distance and space between ear and shoulder. When you're ready, begin to extend your right arm back behind you, reaching back and down, and rotating your thumb up towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. Rotating up and down, up and down. Find the space in that rotation that brings you more sensation. Hold there, breathe. Find your posture. Feel the stretch. And when you're ready, lowering your hand back to the thigh, your chin back to center to your chest. Inhale, lift your chin up and your chest up. Exhale, lower your chin down, your chest down. Again, inhale, lift your chin up, lift your chest up. Exhale, lower your chin down, lower your chest down. Inhale, lift your chin and chest up and hold here. Exhale, when you're ready, keep your chin and chest up. Lift through the occipital ridge, so that base of your skull, the ridge at the base of the skull is lifting. You're finding length through all sides of your neck. Your gaze and chin reaching up, the center of your sternum lifting. And reach both arms back behind you. Rotate your thumbs up and down. Notice if you feel more sensation anywhere. You can even grab the chair or something behind you. Or if you like, you can interlace your hands behind your low back if you're sitting on the floor. Take one more breath here. Try to lift through the base of your skull, lift through your chest, drop the shoulders down. And releasing, bring your gaze to neutral, your hands to your thighs. Good, great job. We'll transition over towards the wall. So as you come to the wall, you're going to stand perpendicular to the wall. And you'll extend one arm behind you. You'll have a little bit of space between your body and the wall. So I have about maybe 6 or 8 inches between the wall and myself. My feet are hip-width distance, just a nice gentle stance. And then we'll reach one of the arms back behind us. So you're going to start by reaching the arm as high as is comfortable. And just notice if the shoulder hikes up far towards the ear. There might be some lift, but generally we want the shoulder to be relaxed down. That's part of the reason for the spacing between us and the wall. And then pressing your hand into the wall. So there's a little bit of pressure, maybe 10, 20, or 30% of pressing your palm into the wall. So 10 to 30% of your available effort. Your shoulders and your hips are mainly squared forward in front of you, and we're breathing into that stretch. And then you can start to creep the hand down the wall, just moving it down a few inches and noticing the change in that stretch. Really take your time as you move your hand down the wall, and you can pause in any places that bring a lot more sensation for you. As you move your hand down the wall, breathing and feeling. And you can always step closer to the wall if that feels good and provides more sensation. We're not looking for pain, just the feeling of stretch. When you're ready, you can come to the other side. Feel free to pause the video or to take as long as you like to feel into that stretch. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can circle the arm back or reach the arm back behind you, placing your hand to the wall. And feeling into your stretch as you press the palm gently into the wall and breathe across the chest, really expanding your breath in the chest to expand those myofascial layers across the shoulder and between the collarbones. And gently walking your hand down the wall. And just gently lowering the hand 1 inch at a time as you breathe. Now you can stay here with this wall stretch, or I'll show you one advancement that's going to take this a little bit deeper. So you might have a blanket or a pillow nearby you for this one, and you're going to lie down onto your mat, just lying all the way down onto your belly. So you can do this on the floor or carpet. And then you'll extend the left arm towards the left, the palm down. So we want to make sure that the arm is basically perpendicular from the body. It's not too high or super low, but just about straight out. And then a soft bend through your elbow. Your right hand is underneath your right shoulder, and then you're going to bend your right knee so your heel points towards the ceiling. Push off your right hand and roll onto the left shoulder. The right foot can plant down wherever's comfortable. If you feel any discomfort in your knee, try walking your foot closer in towards your leg rather than having the foot way out. Or just try an adjustment with your foot to see if the knee feels better in one position or another. Notice if the left shoulder starts to creep up or crunch up towards the left ear. So see if you can find some space between your ear and your shoulder, keeping that length through your neck. If the head is hanging towards the floor, bring a pillow or a blanket underneath you. You can stay here, or you can advance this stretch by taking the right arm behind your back, really opening deeper into your chest. If you're still wanting more, you can always scoot your hips a couple of inches back towards center. Breathing into this stretch as you open across the chest and allow your left shoulder to be drawn back. Maybe you're still working in the wall, taking your time as you breathe. If you're on the floor and you're ready, you can transition towards the other side, just rolling back to your belly and extending your right arm towards the right. The left hand will come underneath the left shoulder. Bend your left knee, heel towards the ceiling. Push off your left hand, rolling onto that right shoulder as the left foot drops down behind you. And feeling into that stretch, the left hand can stay to the floor, or it can reach towards your low back. Relaxing your head and neck as you breathe into those deeper sensations. Again, your hips can draw slightly towards center, intensifying. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, come back to your belly. We'll transition to our next stretch, pushing up to all fours to hands and knees. For this stretch, I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. And we're going to come onto a kneeling position. So everyone will come down to a kneeling position, sitting the hips to the heels. If the ankles are really tight, you can always bring a blanket or a pillow underneath your feet, helping provide some relief to the ankles. You can always bring a blanket or a pillow underneath you as well, right into your knee creases or knee pits, if this is too much pressure on your knees. So this will just help to soften some of the pressure on the knee joints. If it feels all right, you're just going to sit straight back without a support. So any of those will work. Now wherever you are, we're going to take the hands down in front of us. Just walk them forward a few inches. Take a deep breath here. You can gently push into your hands, helping your hips traction back towards your heels. And then draw your belly in as you breathe in. As you breathe out, walk your hands forward a little bit more and start to lower down towards the floor. So maybe elbows lower. Your weight might tilt forward a bit, and that's okay. Good. Now walking the arms slightly forward. I'll mirror you again here. So as you breathe in, you'll reach your left arm out. As you exhale, thread the left arm underneath your right armpit and shoulder. And pause here. So the shoulder doesn't need to come all the way down to the floor. It's probably floating. And we don't need the shoulder to cross the center line of the body. So we're going to keep the width between the shoulders. And then try to allow your neck and head to relax. If they're hanging down, that's fine. You can also use a support or a pillow underneath your head in this position. And we're in the pose. So we're feeling the space between our shoulder blade and our back body. Stretching into your back and between your shoulders. You can walk your right hand forward a bit and then press down through both arms, gently pressing your right palm into the floor and the back of your left hand or forearm into the floor. A little bit of rounding or doming in your back as you draw the chin closer to the chest and feel the space between the shoulder blades. When you're ready, you can switch your position. Unwinding, breathing in and out. Let's come to the other side. Take a breath in and reach your right arm out. Exhale and thread underneath your opposite arm, bringing your right shoulder down. Remembering to keep the width between the shoulders as you start to relax closer towards the earth beneath you. We are pressing down through the left palm, through the back of the right arm, with gentle pressure, maybe 10 to 30% effort, just to help separate between the shoulder blades. You can always look off to one side if that feels better for your neck, or just keep yourself at neutral, which is my preference. As you hold this pose, we're getting the added benefit here of your digestion, your low belly. You'll stretch into your back, and that opening elongation of your spine. Breathing in and out. And then we'll begin to unwind. Breathing in again. And out, the hand comes down. So you can always repeat this stretch, doing the same as you did before coming to each side. Or we can take a little bit of an advancement in the stretch on our bellies. So releasing that tension from the hip creases as you elongate the legs out. We'll bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. As the elbows come underneath the shoulders, we're in a gentle back bend here. Just noticing how the low back feels. We're going to try to lift the neck up out of the shoulders, like we're turtling the neck out. And then we're gently pressing down, the pubic bone into the floor, the hips are rooting. The arms are firm into the mat. If this is too much pressure on your low back, you can always walk the elbows forward, so just decreasing that back bend. And I'll begin to come into our next stretch here. So we'll take the right arm and bring it behind your left elbow. I'll begin to walk the right arm across the body, lowering the shoulder down towards the floor. So for this stretch, again, we don't want to come across center or shift the shoulder across the center line, but instead we're coming just straight down. The arm is close in, but not pinned underneath us. Then we'll take the opposite arm, the left hand, and walk it towards the right side of the room. As you walk towards the right, you'll find a place which feels like stopping for you, right? And we'll just gently rest the head down to the arm. Some of us might be able to cross entirely, crossing the arms completely. And wherever you are, try to tuck the chin a bit, pull the shoulder blades gently back down towards your hip bones, and soften into the floor. You might feel a lot of sensation here, just seeing what you can feel and breathing with it. Knowing that the more we can feel, the more we can heal. We're not looking for any pain or pinching sensation, so an intense feeling of stretch is great. If you're feeling any pain, lessen the intensity of the stretch by opening your arms wider, or release the stretch completely and go back to the previous stretch. Take a few deep breaths here, and when you're ready, you'll come to the other side. We'll start back with the elbows underneath the shoulders. As the elbows come back underneath the shoulders, your forearms are parallel. And we'll lift through the heart and through the chest, lung through the neck. Let's take a gentle look from side to side between these sides of the posture and of the stretch. We're going to look back towards the left heel and to the right heel, rotating our neck in this gentle back bend. As you look back towards the heel a little further, you might notice your heels and hips shift. And if that's happening naturally, great, just allow it to. Good. And we'll begin to come to the other side, taking the left hand behind the right elbow. Walk the left hand across towards the right, lowering the shoulder straight down. Bring the right hand and walk it towards the opposite side of the room. Find that space which feels like stopping wherever it is for you today. Draw the chin in, relax your head down, and breathe. Finding 5 full breaths. Remember that the lungs exist in your back body, and we're breathing into that space in the back of the lungs. The more we expand there, the more we feel the feeling of stretch. As we breathe in, we find space and expansion. As we exhale, we soften, the body relaxes down. Each inhale, creating space. Each exhale, the body softens, bringing more sensation as we breathe. When you're ready, you can slowly come out of the pose, as bringing your elbows back towards underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel. Let's take a breath in, lift the chest, lift the neck, lift the head, and breath out. Good, one more inhale. On your exhale, go ahead, lower down, elbows wide, hands stack, forehead lowers. Just allowing your spine to relax at neutral, your low back to soften. On your inhale, expand through your belly and feel how your low back rises up. As you exhale, the belly deflates and the low back falls. Take a couple belly breaths here, feeling that connection between your breath and your low back. Now we'll push to a tabletop position or to all fours. We're going to come back up to standing for our final stretch. This final stretch is a reset for the upper spine. Really great for the neck. I'm going to use the chair here. So if you want to grab your chair, or a couch can work, or you can do it without a chair as well. So you're going to bring your hands onto the chair in front of you. Walk your feet in towards the chair so your body is about a 90-degree angle. If you feel a stretch here, you might want to take about 5 deep breaths just to hold this shape so you can feel the stretch through the legs. Feel free to take a soft bend through your knees. Otherwise, we'll keep one foot forward and step the opposite leg back. Your back leg is the toes are rotating out about 45 degrees. The front foot is pointed straight forward and your hips are squared forward. So rather than letting the hips offset to one side, we're going to keep the hips squared right at the chair. We want equal weight in our feet. So bring some of your weight forward into your front foot and press down through your back foot. Again, check in with your hips, try to keep them forward. Now feeling the stretch through our legs, we'll inhale. On the exhale, you can grip the sides of the chair and tuck your chin. Start to round your back, actively rounding your spine, pulling your chin to your chest, your belly button up to your spine. Bend into your front knee, stacking the knee over your heel. Then begin to round your spine deeper, bending your elbows, and think about connecting your forehead to your knee. You might feel a constriction through your breath here. That's great. Just take small sips of air. We're really focusing on rounding the back here. And imagine the forehead really pressing to your knee. You want to feel a lot of activation in the front of the throat. Now, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your hands down to the floor. You don't have to. You can stay on the chair. If you can, bend the knee enough to connect your forehead and knee. Pull your belly in and round your back. Draw your shoulder blades back away from your ears. And holding this pose for a minute can do beautiful things for elongating your upper neck and spine, and for strengthening the muscles on the front side of the neck that uphold your head all day long. So really think tucking the chin, pull the belly in, forehead to knee. Even if your forehead isn't pressing into the knee, imagine it's pressing and really feel that directional energy from the forehead towards the knee, feeling your muscular engagement. Good, holding on for just a couple more breaths, feeling into that engagement as you know that you're opening the back of the neck and you're engaging those muscles that are going to help you uphold the head. When you're ready, you can release, bring some weight back to your hands, and we'll switch the legs, stepping your back foot up and stepping your front foot back. Remembering the back foot's toes rotate out at about 45 degrees, and we want equal weight in our feet. So there's some weight in the back foot and there's some weight in the front foot. We're squaring the hips forward, checking that the hip bones are squared to the front of our chair, and feeling the breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin. Begin to round your spine. Pull your belly in, round into your back. Bend your elbows wide and down. Bend the knee on the front knee until the knee stacks over your heel and round in deeper. Maybe you could reach lower on your chair. Maybe you can reach to the floor as you really actively round in. Good. It's a challenging pose, so when you're holding, you're doing a great job. Stay with it. Keep thinking of the forehead to the knee, chin to the chest, belly in towards the spine, hips squared. Feel that engagement in the front of the neck. Keep taking small sips of air through the back of your nose and throat as you open through the neck, elongating the spine, breathing in and out. Good, holding and breathing, and slowly, when you're ready, unwind. Good, we'll step it forward, and then taking a seat, maybe onto your chair or back onto your floor or couch, and just taking a moment to breathe and notice how you're feeling. And giving yourself some appreciation for caring for your neck and shoulders today. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Lauren. Thanks.